done, I just want to remind everybody, first of all, we need to thank some people for today before we forget about it. First of all, we want to thank the 4 Vail children for putting this on. Thank you all for inviting everybody to be part of it. Yeah, and Tom, Jay's looking at Tom saying, "Did you do anything?" I didn't do anything. I tried to throw you a bone, but no, you have to ruin it. So everybody knows the girls did all the work, but that's beside the point. For putting everything together. Where's Angie? Angie, thanks for coming in and helping us set up. Thank you for being here. If you liked the 100 years, the balloons, the photo booth, the placemats, the gold cups that you get to take with you. In the back there, you may have missed it, but we have a jar of M&Ms, and half of them say 100, and the other half say Lil. And we got some bags back there. We want you to take those with you too, because if you don't, then my grandchildren will eat them, and my daughter will never forgive me. If you like all of the wonderful things that are out here today, and the things that make this a party atmosphere, then you need to thank my daughter, Jennifer Levin Devine. Jennifer, stand up. What else? Oh, when we get done, don't forget the photo booth will be open over here. What we're going to do is the little show we're going to see here, we'll have all the pictures out over here, so you can see the pictures up close afterwards, so you don't have to worry about not seeing them here. I hope everybody will be able to see up here. And then also we'll have Grandma up here where you all can get some photos and things like that afterwards. So what we're going to do is, because Grandma was nice enough to give us 100 years, we thought that we would give a few of them back to her by looking at what a wonderful life that she had. So this is a audience participation slideshow. So if you want to do any shout outs to anything that's on there, that's fine. There will be a quiz afterwards, so pay close. You think I'm kidding? No. So pay close attention. So 100 years is pretty good. I hope somebody saw this when they came in. How many of you saw this when you came in? I just thought this was pretty cool. When you think about what was going on back here, Woodrow Wilson was the president. The music hits included the Tiger Rag. So Grandma's the only one here, by the way, that knows any of this stuff. A loaf of bread cost 8 cents. A gallon of milk cost 52 cents. A gallon of gas was 24 cents. The World Series was won by the Boston Red Sox, which was their first one for almost 100 years.
And who did they beat?
I think they beat the Cubs, if I'm not mistaken. The movies of the year were A Dog's Life and The Outlaw and His Wife and The Greatest Things in Life. So life was a theme back then, which was good. And I noticed down here they had these births, okay, these famous people that were here. Billy Graham, Rita Hayworth, Betty Ford, Ted Williams, Nelson Mandela, and I'm thinking, big deal. Billy Graham, so what? So he saved a few souls. Rita Hayworth, so she was gorgeous, big deal. Betty Ford, so she started the Betty Ford, big deal. Ted Williams, he only batted 400 once in his whole career. Kind of a guy. Nelson Mandela, oh, he just saved the continent. For crying out loud, the only one that really counts is William Mandela. How they left that off the poster, I have no idea. So let's go back kind of to the beginning, maybe even a little bit before. Does anybody know who that is? That's not Eli Whitney. Grandma, do you know who that is? That's your grandfather. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. That's Grandpa. I've got notes, so I know this. Philip Gable. Okay. And his son was Frank, who was Grandma's dad. You can shout out the answers when you know them. And there's Grandma's mother with...
That's Grandma's. That's mom's mom.
Right. And who is that in the picture? Does anybody know? No, that's Uncle Harry.
Uncle Harry.
How about that? That's Uncle Bob. And who's that beautiful little girl? That's Grandma. Whoa, go back.
There's Grandma.
There's Blanche. Okay, and there's Frank and Blanche. And who's that? That's Lillian. There's a theme here. It's Lillian's 100. So if you're not sure who it is, Lillian's a good guess for many of these photos. And there they are. Just shout it out, Dale.
Mrs. Giggles.
Here's Grandma. I hope you all can see that. It's Grandma sitting on a rock.
Wonder where that was.
There she is when she was younger. And this is, I think, my favorite photo of Grandma.
Grandma.
Is she a pardon? 100% wool swimsuits. Bruce bought that up. Always the fashion baby boots. Thank you. There she was. We know that. There's Uncle Bob.
That's Uncle Bob.
And there they are.
And Uncle Harry.
Uncle Harry, Bill, Bob.
Looks like Clark.
The Gables, yep. And there they are. Grandma. However, I don't know how many grandmas back that would be, but that's, I know. Anybody remember where that is? These little kids are going, huh? Why are they, where's the color? Where's the color?
Yeah, Mark, can you go back to, right, okay, one more. Forward. Forward?
One more.
One more? One more.
One of the three of them.
There.
Oh, by the way, we've got all these pictures here. We're going to have them out later on. And if anybody wants a slideshow afterwards, we'll get it to you.
That's your house?
So you can take some time and look.
Yeah, that's your house.
Oh, okay.
Just let me know when I can go, guys. It's only a half-hour show.
Okay, I think. They just want to see that.
Does anybody know who that is?
No.
Grandma remembers that was her best friend, Marion, who she started being friends with when they were 5 years old.
Oh.
And there they are together. It was her best friend, and then they had a third friend that they hung out with. And there's Marion, and that's their friend Theo. And that's Grandma and her little jumper. Riding their bikes together.
Everybody decides that.
And there they are together again. Look how cute she is. See that? Grandma, you need another one of these jumpsuits. Did anybody give her one for a present? What kind of?
Oh, the big five.
The big five. Yep, that was the big five. Does anybody know who they are? Grandma, do you remember any of them?
Grandma went to what? Southside, Northside?
Wait a minute.
Southside.
I can tell you who they are as soon as I find my notes.
These were, she always told us she was part of the Big Five, and they were all at Southside High School. Grandma, I'm assuming they're all there.
Yes, I found my notes. They are the big five. That's all it says on the back of the card. So anyway.
So I thought she was part of the Big Five.
Well, I think that's Theo there, right?
Yeah.
I think that's Theo. And that's, I think that's, is that Mary? That's Lil. And that's Marion on the end. I don't know who these two are.
That's Theo in the white top.
Yep.
Who's the one in the middle?
I said, are they all
They're not here today, is what you meant, Joanne. Yes. Now, only one of them is here today, Joanne.
Grandma's the last rose on the vine.
Now, you think Grandma just had girlfriends, but she had boyfriends, too.
You dated him, Mom.
Do you remember him?
You went on a date with him.
Now, look at this. Look at how hot she is. Now, wait a minute. Grandma, I don't know how good a taste you had back then because you are so classy and dressed up, and the guy didn't even put a shirt on. Which is probably why you didn't date him for a long time. But that is actually Oliver Eggers. That's a good picture. She said that's a good picture of Oliver. But Oliver could not hold a candle to could not hold a candle. Now, Grandma told me once that she was warned about the Bale boys, both of them, and that they had a reputation in Fort Wayne, but apparently Grandma didn't care because now who could resist a body like this? Look at Grandma. Grandma looks like she's in a poster for the Miss America contest. They had one pieces back then. I think Grandpa should have. He had a. But you know what? They cleaned up pretty good, didn't they? Grandma's looking at me like, where did he get these pictures? What is this? They cleaned up pretty good. And when you see a guy looking like this and a guy looking like this, where does that lead? It leads to getting married. Yep. Always there. Then of course after marriage comes what? What comes after marriage?
Cake.
Oh, look at that handsome guy.
Now look at this. If you look at that face and this face over here, they are exactly the same. He's mad at somebody 75 years ago. Now look at him, he's high-fiving people because he says, yeah, I'm tough, I'm tough. Hey, now Jay, I want you to tell me, what's the first real memory you have of your mom?
Well, the memories are of her wonderful, loving care she gave us regularly. And the only thing I would say Mom did that I remember as a kind of a negative is the baby bed slats that occasionally came out of the baby bed to be to my behavior.
Jay's way older than you are, girls. That's why he remembers it and you don't. But then a couple of others come along too. Barb, what do you remember about your sister?
What I remember about Bootsy is, well, first of all, we were best friends, but I would always have to wait. Like I would want a two-piece bathing suit. No, you're too young. You have to wait. And I would want something else. No, you're too young. But then, when I was old enough to get it, Boots would get it the same time I did. I never thought that was fair.
Maybe this isn't such a good idea. This is seating them together and then asking them what they remember. I'm waiting for all these wonderful memories of childhood, and they're talking to get beat up and being jealous. So this isn't what I thought it was going to turn out to be. And look at how cute they are. On their way to eat. Barb said, look at your hair. And Jay said, yeah, I had some. Look at how cute they all were, doing those kinds of things. And, you know, they were all together, and as the family grew, you know, it grew sideways as well as up and down, because then all of the other parts of the family start getting together and going off and doing things. Whoops, let me go back there. Who's that?
Grandma Bale. Grandma Bale.
Grandma Bale. I don't know whose house that is. Is that before they fixed it up? Yeah. Cool. Doing those kinds of things.
Yeah.
Oh. Now look at that. It's hard to see it, but that's a Notre Dame banner right there, and that's Barb and Jay.
We started Notre Dame early on, didn't we?
Really early on.
Yeah.
Hey Barb, I have to ask you seriously before we move on from this, because our grandson is right here, Parker, and his little sister Savannah is somewhere around here too. And wherever Parker goes, Savannah wants to go, and Parker's always telling her, "Come on, Savannah," and he's so nice and patient. Was Jay like that with you?
No way. No way. No. 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 That's all I can say.
I was just wondering who they were modeling you after you doing this. And look at, who's that?
Mike Bale.
That's Mike.
Mike Bale. And who is that?
Boots.
Boots, I have to ask you, what was going on in your mind when that was happening?
I started down the aisle and I got about halfway down and I stopped. And Mike turned to me and he said, "Boots, we have to go way up there." And he got me to walk all the way down the aisle. That was at Mary Ann's wedding. I don't know what year that was. I think I was 4.
49? 49.
You need to tell me Mike was bossing people around when he was 5. And look at the brothers and sisters.
Earlier, yeah.
Big surprise there, right? All right. Now, I have to be honest with you, I have no clue who most of those people are. No, I don't think it is. That's too early to be Tom, I think.
That's Grandma Gable, Grandma Bale, Uncle Harry.
Wait. Who's that?
Uncle Harry.
Uncle Harry. Who's that?
Grandma.
That's Grandma.
Where's she go?
Who's that?
That's her mother.
Grandma Gable.
The rest, it just came to
There's just people that came to a party at the Bale's house, so we're seeing a little of this. It does move on faster than this went on. Oh.
Where's Philip?
Who's that? Where's Philip?
Right back here.
There he is.
Looks exactly.
Look at the 3 of them. Look at the body on this guy and this guy. And look who's laughing at both of them right in the middle there. But then, you know, when they were growing up, that's what it was. It was the Bales and the Bales always, the Harts always doing things together. I love this one. Well, who's that? And who's that? And I couldn't tell if they were, it looked like they both came back from the 4-H fair and they'd won ribbons or something like that. Or something that they did. 8th grade graduation. And when I looked at it, I said, what would they have been raising? And I looked at it and I said they were raising their ears, apparently, because they were growing pretty fast. That was, Jay's looking at me like, you can move on now. Okay, we'll move on to the next. Wait, okay, we got a Philip story here.
Oh, Phil, I found this picture in my mom's collection, and it was the largest picture she had of any child. And I couldn't understand why, but I thought it was very interesting and a really cute picture.
You were always her favorite, Philip. You just never had the heart to tell the other 4. Mixed family here. Who we got? Grandma.
And
Grandpa.
And Kay.
Jay. Look at, he's still scowling years later.
I don't know.
That might be Bill. This is Barb.
Is that Ruth?
That's Booth.
Okay.
Look at the cards. Yeah, it was like 1923, I think.
But isn't that that's antique?
Don't forget, there was another side of the family, too.
Oh, Vicky, look at that.
Who's this?
Jimmy. Uncle Harry's.
And that's?
Mom. That's Boots.
Who's that?
That was a friend. Who's this?
Vicky.
Where's Vicky?
Where's Vicky? Vicky's here.
I mean, is that you, Vicky?
Okay, that's
Bobby.
Who's this? Where's Bobby? Bobby's here. Who's this?
That's my man.
Who's this?
Bobby.
Well, who's that? Oh, that's Barb.
That's Barb.
So it was always family for Grandma from the very beginning. Not that she had a lot of children. I threw this in. This was the first known picture of Jack actually going into the kitchen. He didn't help do anything in there. He just went in to get the picture taken. So I just thought I would throw that one in. But he did take Grandma to some neat places. He's still got his shirt off. What? No, he looks good. He's a little bit buffer there. And then look at Grandma. She's ready to go. Aunt Mary Ann's wedding.
That's Barb.
That's Barb.
Where's Booth? Where's Mike?
Is that Mike?
Uncle Phil.
Uncle Phil.
I don't know.
We think these two are his. Who's that?
Just friends of Uncle Phil.
That's Uncle Phil. We think that. Does anybody know? Any of the Harts know who that is? Who they are?
I don't know the one. The other one's skinny coat.
But they were friends. They were friends of your
They
dad,
were
right?
friends of your dad.
Yeah, they were. Who's that beautiful woman right there?
And Mary Ann.
Who's that beautiful woman right there? Who's that beautiful woman right there?
Who is it? Oh, okay.
Who's this handsome guy here?
Uncle Phil and Uncle Charles,
And Uncle
right?
Charles. Look at all the generations we got there. Oh, well, that got messed up. If you can see this the right way. We've got the actual picture for later on, so you can see it later on. That's Aunt Mary Ann and Grandma and Anthony.
Yeah.
And you were wondering when Tom was going to show up in a picture, so I made sure. The reason, Tom, you were not in the other pictures is you weren't born yet. So now we come along, and there's Grandma with the 4 little ones.
Okay, your day window.
Yeah.
And then over there.
Barb, is this on Lawndale?
I think it is.
Yeah, that's one there. That's one there. Yeah. So, Tom, we didn't want Tom to think he was left out, so we're going to make sure that we know who he is. So now we're moving into the color era. We got to the 50s already. We're going to go this long shoot. So where's Grandma in this? Oh, there she is. Now, whose family is that?
Now you're going to have to help out.
Come on. All right.
Jenny, Steve, Rick,
William, Amy, Tim, Mike, Phil.
Look at this. You guys are acing this test.
Anthony's wedding.
Look at this. Beautiful. How come all the brides in these families are so beautiful? That's really something. Who's this? Oh, that was, okay. Real stylish, Jack. Thanks. I know, it was the 70s or whatever. And there's the Jack. Who's that blonde girl? I can't see who they are. See, Tom was still around. Who's that?
Uncle Chuck.
There's Uncle
Is
Chuck.
that Uncle Chuck?
Yep.
Philip. Jim. Charles. Jay. Steve.
Nice glasses,
You
Jim.
guys are. It's
Tim's
a,
here.
Jim, was that your football year?
That-
look, Tom now is, even in the dark, you're red, Tom. Trust me. Okay, so that's the guy from the old Geico commercials. That's the caveman. And this is who? Grandma. Boots with yet another little one.
Long hair.
That's
Joe Alice.
That's Joe Alice.
Patty.
I'm not sure who the other ones I think Grandma was about 90 when they took this picture. No, look at that. Look at the sunshine in her face.
I think you were having a margarita.
Yep.
Yeah,
Who's that? Again, Lil's in most of these photos, you know. So that's Patty. Now, it's funny because when she was younger, in the first photos in the black and whites, when she had all those girlfriends, she still got all those girlfriends. So
Oh, that's great. Was that her luncheon?
that was one of her luncheon groups. Yep, it's not the same vibe.
Okay, they let somebody else in.
I don't think it's the same vibe. Do you want me to tell you who
People
they're?
you work with at the bed shop?
Yeah, I think those were some of
I
the
think
other
that's
shops.
Charlotte. What was her name? The lady that ran the bed shop, Charlotte? What was her name? Did you work with?
There was a Charlotte.
That's a bed shop. One of those James.
So she had her friends even when she was.
That's Patty, I know.
I was wondering, why was Patty available during the day? Weren't you supposed to be working, Patty?
Patty, you're more.
I'm sure it was summer vacation.
Yeah, right, nice try.
That's how much time I spent with Aunt Lillian.
Patty, Tom jealous, Patty. You're in more pictures than I am.
And Barb must have been in town for something. And this was the only known photo of Jack in the kitchen actually looking like he was doing anything. And as soon as we snapped the picture, he left. This was about 2 weeks after the other picture, and then we don't have any more of him in the kitchen fixing anything. I love the apron. Yeah, I think that was it. And this later on, as you know, he put that up under his chin when he did take her to some nice places. And when they got rid of these four up here, they were able to go out and start having some real fun. And then eventually along came the grandchildren. Look. And who's that?
Ashley. Oh, that's Jenny and
There's Ashley taking care. That's Brian. There's Jennifer. Look at Jennifer. She's blushing too now. Yeah, they're hot. They're hot. We'll have to give them credit. That's a pretty hot little trio. And every Christmas and summer at Grandma's when they were in the apartment.
Where's Joe? Hey, Joe, we said you couldn't put your
That's John.
put your top down.
That's Joe surprisingly eating. Here's Matt. AJ. Angie.
That's Joe, right next to Joe. Okay.
Yeah, we always entrusted Grandma's safety to the most responsible of the grandchildren.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Matt.
My own Kawasaki.
Where's Matt? There he is. Which of the other grandchildren would say, Grandma, I got a really neat idea. Nothing could possibly go wrong. Why don't you get on the back of a jet ski and let me see how fast we can go? Look at Matt. He's laughing because you remember that, don't you?
That's at your pond.
Yeah, we trust her. We trust her.
Oh, Tom!
And then whenever we get together, it was
They're so excited, Tom.
Tom made it. But this was, see, how fast can we do? Joe, Steven, Grandpa, Casey, Grandma. Who's that? Is that Matt? That's Brian. Barb. Look at Jay. Some door to walk in.
That's sort of me.
Where's John? Nice positioning, John. AJ and Matt.
I look good.
There's John.
There they are. Now we can see John.
Look at that. Nice pose.
And Tom, well, listen, Tom felt so left out in the early photos. I just wanted to make sure everybody knew Tom was around when we were doing
Look
these
at
things.
Casey, what a funny little face.
And there they were with all the grandchildren. All the grandchildren in the same place. And now we got the great grandchildren coming along, and the ones that are in this room. And all the places that they live, the places that were important to them. Lawndale,
Brighton.
right?
Canterbury Green, and there's
St.
St.
Jude's, which was there for all of us. But you know, it was always before.
Come on, great. It was really windy.
This was up at Lake Huron, right? Where, yeah, this is where you guys used to take us up to Lake Huron. What was
Okay.
it? Port something or other.
All
Port
great.
Austin. Yeah, Port Austin. When we were always together. And if you look at that picture, that's really a neat picture of those four. And those, Grandma, those four people, even at that age, they were still your little kids. And look what they grew up to be.
That's really.
That's a beautiful picture, Grandma. It's a beautiful family. So from a little girl to a beautiful little baby beauty, to being married, to having the kids, all four of them, and then growing up, to the grandchildren and the great-grandchildren, Grandma. 100 years of love coming in both directions. And what's interesting, Grandma, is the genes from both sides of the family spread throughout the family. For example, I'm not sure. They got the same hairline, the same glasses, the same smile. They've even got their hands in the same position. And there's Grandma when she was younger. And look at that. The same hair, the same smile, the same nose, the same eyes, their hands in the same position. The fruit doesn't fall far from the tree, Grandma. Oh, Tom's in the picture, so we don't want to, we didn't want Tom to be left out. And that's the love of all of our lives, Grandma. Thank you for being with us for so long and spending your birthday. Happy birthday. Now, before we cut the cake and say happy birthday, we're going to let each of the children say a little something to their mom. Jay, you're going to go first if you're the oldest. You have to get up and turn around.
They don't see the back of my head and get blinded. Well, I've told quite a few of you this afternoon that I think this is an unbelievably special day. And I was thinking about the whole family, and this is a tight family. There's been a lot of togetherness, and we've grown up together, and we're getting old together. But having our mother be 100 years old is truly a gift from God. And I thank God. I've asked Mother if tomorrow we can take her to the chapel and celebrate Mass on her birthday, 100th birthday. And hopefully we'll make it. I don't see any problem. But a last thank you to all of you, and a real special thanks to Mark for the job he did. Tom and I did look at each other when Mark started, and I said to Tom, "What did you do?" And he said, "About as much as you did." And the boys were a somewhat limited part of this, but we wouldn't have had this day if you all hadn't come. I know Mom's tickled to death. We love you to death, Mom, and we hope you're with us many, many more years.
Happy birthday, Mom. I had the best mom growing up, and I know all the Bales who are here remember all the wonderful times we had every weekend we got together. And I loved having my cousins in my life, and I'm so glad you're here today. And Mom, you were so special no matter what. We lived across from a park, and you were always taking care of us and sending us over there and letting me go down that slide and bang my chin and get 4 stitches in my chin. But no, you were great. You were always making cookies for the parties that we had at Klug Park, and you took great care of us. And I have wonderful memories of growing up with you, my mom. I love you.
I'm delighted to be here for the 100th birthday, and I always cry. So I wrote a letter to Mom 3 years ago on her 97th birthday, and it still applies today. And I'm going to have Jim read it, because I'll cry.
You're going to cry when he reads it, so you may as well read it.
Now I read it, and I'm going to cry. So, well, will you read this? I'll read it. And Grandma, happy birthday. By the way, you're the best mother-in-law I've ever had. Well, here's a letter that Boots wrote 3 years ago. Dear Mom, I think about you each and every day. I always hope the sun is shining. I pray that you are free of pain and that your beautiful smile upon your face, and that you have your beautiful smile upon your face. I hope that you notice the friendly, loving faces in all the photos around your apartment, reminding you of all of us who love you, both family and friends. You are an amazing woman, strong, healthy, loving. You wonder why you are still here at 100. Well, I think you are a testimony to clean, honest, hardworking living and an inspiration to all of us in the family. May you pray daily for all of us, family and friends, to achieve your level of love, sacrifice, and dedication. I love you with all my heart. Never forget that. Whatever success I have achieved, I owe to you. Love, Boots.
We knew there was one missing.
Well, I think I have to explain further.
Is this still on?
Hello? Hello?
Yeah, you're okay, Jeff.
Well, as they said in the old days, there's some explaining to do here. The reason the arrow was on my head, I believe, is as I grew up, we would go on vacations, and Barb and Boots and Jay would never say I was never there. So we have pictures that prove it. So I can now go back in history and say, look, I was at the Smoky Mountains. I was alive. I was part of the family. So when they were putting the pictures together, you sent me a note and said, I'm sorry, but you are part of the family. I didn't know what you meant. So I think that's why the arrow was there, to show that I was part of the family. I just don't know why Patty, you're in more pictures still than I am. That does kind of bother me. And also, you know how many years or how long it took for me to show up in these pictures? It's like 30, 40 pictures in before I even made a presence. You know, when you're 6 years late, I guess that's it. But I brought something. I don't know if you guys can see it. So for the younger people, it says OMG. My mother was right about everything. So I thought you could hang this up, and you'll learn as life goes on that your mother is pretty right about everything. And the older you get, you realize that that's probably true for everybody in the room. For the younger people, you probably don't understand what this means, but you will. So I just want to say happy birthday. I love you.
I was supposed to do one more thing, and I'm looking at my notes here before we, there's only a couple things left for us to do. The first thing is we have to have the birthday cake presented. Has anybody got something we can light the candles with?
There wasn't.
Oh, you're going to trust me with this? You're going to do this. Well, yeah, we got a little talk.
Hey, Mark.
Yes.
Savannah.
Oh, yes. Okay, so afterwards, we do have a guest book that's up here, and we're gonna put the pictures that were in the video. We're gonna put those up here so y'all can come take a look. But we've got a guest book up here. What we'd like you to do is to sign the guest book. Just put your name. If you want to put any little messages to Grandma, I'll be happy to, feel free to do that. But leave just a little room between your name and the one below it so that we can put some pictures in here too. Okay. So, are you going to take this over for? If anybody wants to get a picture of Grandma blowing out the candle, I would suggest Wait a second. Let him get in place. Wait a second, Grandma. We have to sing.
1 minute.
What?
Happy
Birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Grandma. Happy birthday to you. Thanks. Hey, listen, we've got the room for another couple hours. Everybody just stay, enjoy. They're going to cut the cake and bring it back in, and they'll serve the cake for everybody when they bring it back in. Take advantage of the photo booth and these things here. Thanks a lot, and just have a good time.
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you.